जे खाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं, जशन सोने दे मनाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं। गीत सरकार दे गाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं, जशन सोने दे मनाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं। इस घराने दे वफादारा तू सदके जाइए, इस घराने दे वफादारा तू सदके जाइए। सोने दी आल ते हुबदारा तू सदके जाइए। टुकड़े पंज तन दे जे खाइए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं, टुकड़े पंज तन दे जे खाइए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं। जशन सोने दे मनाइए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं। गीत सरकार दे गाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं, जशन सोने दे मनाइए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं। हैदरी हां ते पटा हैदरी गल पाया हैदरी हां ते पटा हैदरी गल पाया रब दिसो मैंने कई बार आजमाया नारे हैदर दे जलाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं, नारे हैदर दे जलाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं। जशन सोने दे मनाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं। गीत सरकार दे गाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं, जशन सोने दे मनाए ते कमी रहिंदी नहीं।
ये थे हमारे और उसके अलावा उसके बाद हमारी फीस में गुजारिश करूँगा हमारे फकीर इमाम साहब की साहबजादी उस बेटे को मैं गुजारिश करूँगा कि वो आए अपनी हाजिर को पेश करना।
सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته لكل حول من الأهوال مقتحم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم يا أكرم الخلق ما لي من ألوذ به، يا أكرم الخلق ما لي من ألوذ به سواك عند هلول الحادث العمام مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم فاق النبيين في خلق وفي عمم في خلق فاق النبيين في خلق وفي خلق ولم يدانوه في علم ولا كرم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم
आपने पास अभी मक्का दरी नाक करने
सल्लल्लाहु
अलैहि
अलैहि
या रसूल अल्लाह सल्लम अलैका या हबीब अल्लाह
बातिल के जब जब बदले हैं तेवर आया है तब तब मेरी ज़बां पर नारे तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नारे तकबीर अकबर नारे तकबीर अल्लाहु प्यारे नबी ने जीना सिखाया बाखुदा इंसान हमको बनाया प्यारे नबी ने जीना सिखाया बाखुदा इंसान हमको बनाया अखलाको ईमान का जेवर नारे तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नारे तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नारे तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर खुद भी जियो जीने दो सभी को जानो पहुंचाओ खुद से किसी को खुद भी जियो जीने दो सभी को ईज़ानो पहुंचाओ खुद से किसी को इस्लाम का ये दरसे मुनव्वर इस्लाम का ये है दरसे मुनव्वर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर सिद्दीक़ो फारूक़ो उस्मानो हैदर अस्हाबो अज़वाजो शब्बीरो शब्बर सिद्दीक़ो फारूक़ो उस्मानो हैदर अस्हाबो अज़वाजो शब्बीरो शब्बर इन सब का एहसान हम सब के ऊपर इन सब का एहसान हम सब के ऊपर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर बगदादी में खाना चलता रहेगा अजमेरी प्याला छलकता रहेगा बगदादी में खाना चलता रहेगा अजमेरी प्याला छलकता रहेगा नूरी मियाँ देंगे बरकाती सागर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु अकबर नाराए तकबीर अल्लाहु
नारे गौसिया अब्दुल्ला खान साहब जिंदाबाद माशाल्लाह।
और बिला किसी ताखिर हमारी मस्जिद इमाम खतीब व इमाम हजरत अल्लामा मौलाना अब्दुल रसूल कमर साहब की खिदमत में अर्ज़ करूँगा कि अपने ईमानी इकानी मरफूज़ात से हम सबको नवाजें और हम सब के कुलूब को मुनव्वर मुजल्लल फरमाएं। उनकी खिताब से पहले हम मोहब्बत व अक़ीदत के साथ हम उनका इस्तिक़बाल हम पेश करते हैं। नारे तकबीर,
अल्लाहु अकबर,
नारे तकबीर,
अल्लाहु अकबर,
नारे रिसालत,
या रसूल अल्लाह,
बज़्म सरकारी बगदाद
जिंदाबाद,
बज़्म सरकारी बगदाद
जिंदाबाद,
खतीब व इमाम मस्जिद लिहाजा
जिंदाबाद,
नारे तकबीर,
अल्लाहु अकबर,
नारे रिसालत,
या रसूल अल्लाह माशाल्लाह।
حامدا لله العظيم والصلاة والسلام على النبي الرؤوف الرحيم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد وإذ ابتلى إبراهيم ربه بكلمات فأتمهن صدق الله وصدق رسول النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين الحمد لله رب العالمين إن الله ملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى سيدنا
والصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وصحبك يا سيدي يا نور الله والصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وصحبك يا شفيع المسلمين अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सुम्मा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। अल्लाह का करोड़ा शुक्र है, उसका करोड़ा एहसान है कि उसने अपने नबी हज़रत मोहम्मद मुस्तफ़ा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के वसीला से हमें बेशुमार नेमतों से नवाजा। He has blessed us with many blessings, and it's thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala millions of times with every single breath that we take. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to learn and understand the Quran and Sunnah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us our sins. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give shifa to those who are ill. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give long life to our elderly people. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our children and our daughters and our sisters. Allah का शुक्र है हर हाल में, जिस हाल में उसने अपने हबीब के साथ हमें रखा। आज की ये महफिल सईद 11वीं शरीफ के सिलसिला में है, लेकिन जो मौजू है वो हज़रत इब्राहीम अलैहिस्सलाम अला नबीना की कुर्बानियों का जिक्र है कि अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने हज़रत इब्राहीम अलैहिस्सलाम से कौन कौन सी कुर्बानियाँ ली। The topic today is the sacrifices of the Ibrahim alayhi salam, the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the beloved of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Khalil of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The title Khalil was given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. Nobody has given the title to Ibrahim alayhi salam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has talked about Ibrahim alayhi salam many times in the Quran and Majid. Somewhere Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ إِنَّهُ كَانَ صِدِّيقًا نَبِيًّا. Indeed, he is the true prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And talk about Ibrahim alayhi salam. Many times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the maqam of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam is the forefather of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. All the prophets who came either towards Bani Israel or from Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, they came from Ibrahim alayhi salam. The prophecy came to Ibrahim alayhi salam famously after Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam was the prophet who was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him such a big maqam. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given Ibrahim alayhi salam two children, Ishaq and Ismail alayhi salam. From Ishaq alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given generations, and all the prophet came like Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam, Ayyub alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam, all the way to Musa alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam came from Hazrat Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam was the son of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. And from the son of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ismail alayhi salam, only prophet came, which was Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, this way Ibrahim alayhi salam has such a great maqam in the history of Islam and in history of any other religion, whether it is to Judaism or Christianity. Everybody know the maqam of Ibrahim alayhi salam, especially Quran Majid, Furqan Hamid has talked about the maqam of Ibrahim alayhi salam. The ayat Mubarak I have recited, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ. And indeed we have given some of the orders to Ibrahim alayhi salam, we have given them some of the kalimat, some of the trials, some of the commandments that we have given to Ibrahim alayhi salam. فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. They have fulfilled all those commands. जो हमने हुक्म जो इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम को हमने आजमाइशों में डाला, जिन जिन बातों में डाला, इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम ने उन तमाम को पूरा फरमा दिया। फ़अतम्महुन्ना, आपने पूरा फरमा दिया, बल्कि इस तरह पूरा फरमाया जिस तरह पूरा करने का हक है। यानी दो तरह से इंसान को एक हुक्म दिया जाए, मिसाल के तौर पे कोई हुक्म दिया जाए कि आपने फुला काम करना है, इंसान जाता है, अपना काम करता है, साथ में कोई थोड़ा सा और काम करता है और वो काम भी साथ कर लेता है। ये काम तो उसने अदा कर दिया। जैसे if I ask you to go and give me a glass of water, somebody will get up, go inside, look around, find the glass, and then he will probably look at his own phone, see if there is any messages and find out and talk about the things, and then he come back after a few moments. He has obeyed the order that was given to him, bring me water, he had brought the water to me. But in between he has done his own things. पानी लेने गया और लेके जाने के लिए उसके साथ अपने भी कोई काम किए, उसने मेरी बात तो मानी, लेकिन उसमें उसकी अपनी भी ख्वाहिशात और अपनी नफ्सियात उसे शामिल किया. He has done his own work as well. He did not just do what I asked him to do. He also did what he wanted to do for himself. And उसने खुद के लिए भी कुछ किया जो वो करना चाहता था. अल्लाह तबारक व तआला की जात जब कोई हुक्म फरमाए और उस हुक्म में एक लम्हे की भी ताखीर ना हो, you do not waste a single second, single moment. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands you to do something, you do not waste a moment, and you do exactly the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you, the way Allah has ordered you. When you fulfill that, that is classed as فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. You have fulfilled the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way Allah has commanded you. फिर वो इसमें आता है कि فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ, उसने पूरा कर दिया. किस तरह पूरा किया? जिस तरह पूरा करने का हक है. The way Allah has ordered you, you have fulfilled the order the way Allah wanted this to be fulfilled. यानी उसमें कोई हेर फेर नहीं की, उसमें कुछ कमी नहीं की. जिस तरह अल्लाह की जात ने तुम्हें हुक्म दिया हूबहू उसी तरह तुमने इसको पूरा कर दिया. मिसाल के तौर पे, for example, when Ibrahim alayhi salam, before Ibrahim alayhi salam, circumcision, it wasn't something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala required or he commanded to any other prophet. And Ibrahim alayhi salam was the first prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded to circumcise himself. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam, O Ibrahim alayhi salam, gain the cleanliness for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. सफाई को इख्तियार करें इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम, अपने जिस्म की सफाई करें और अपना खतना करें. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam to circumcise yourself, gain the cleanliness for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As soon as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam did not wait a second. He did not wait a second. He did not wait for next command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He did not wait for anything. And he did not question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bari ta'ala, you asked me to circumcise myself, but how? किस तरह मैं खुद को अपना ये खतना करूं, किस तरह करूं? एक भी लम्हा ज़ाया नहीं किया. बस हुक्म बारगाह, अल्लाह की बारगाह से हुक्म आया और फौरन हज़रत इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम ने अपना खतना खुद फरमा लिया. He circumcised himself. But hang on a minute. How? किस तरह? There's no knife. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam did not have a knife. Probably there could be a reason. There may not be a knife at that time. Oh, the place where he was, there was no knife available. जहां वो मौजूद थे वहां छुरी ना हो, कोई चीज ना हो. There was no tool to circumcise himself. Ulama Mufassir says Ibrahim alayhi salam picked 2 rocks, 2 small pieces of rock. He cut his skin with the rock. He circumcised himself with the rock. And the pain he went through, it was immense. He could not bear the pain. The bleeding would not stop from Ibrahim alayhi salam. And then Jibreel alayhi salam comes down. He said to Ibrahim alayhi salam, "O Ibrahim alayhi salam, I'm here with the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wants you to circumcise yourself and gain the cleanliness." And Jibreel alayhi salam, when he says, Ibrahim alayhi salam says, "O Jibreel, as soon as I heard the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have fulfilled the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala straight away." Jibreel alayhi salam said, "Ya Ibrahim, why would you do this? You would wait for me, at least I can help you do this." मैं आपकी मदद कर सकता था, मैं बता सकता था किस तरह से काटे था, कम दर्द होती, तकलीफ कम होती. At least you would have less pain in this way if you would have waited. And Allahu Akbar, Ibrahim alayhi salam replied to Jibreel alayhi salam, "O Jibreel, do you really want me to wait and waste a few moments just to have the peace for myself and disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those a few moments? I could not, my iman would not allow me to do that. The muhabbat that I have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the maqam Allah has given me, it requires that I do not waste a single moment when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded me to do something. एक लम्हा मैं ज़ाया नहीं कर सकता अल्लाह की ज़ात के बारे में. अगर वो मुझे हुक्म देता है कि इब्राहिम ये कर दे तो मैंने कर देना है. तो ऐ जिब्राइल, मैं इसलिए तुम्हारा इंतजार नहीं किया, मैंने फौरन कर लिया, कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि मेरा रब मुझसे नाराज हो जाए. Imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's beloved Khalil. He says, "I do not want to waste a moment." What if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded me and I wait for a few moments and then fulfill the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What if he become angry with me? He's naraz with me. Then what will happen to me? I do not want to waste. So that pain is nothing to me compared to disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And imagine, brothers, what we do in our life. Every single day azan happens. We're busy on iPads, phones and mobiles, and we waste our time. The salah's time slowly going past. And yet we have not even a single time, we don't even think twice that our namaz is going to be missed. We don't even worry about that. How many times we disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every single day? Not necessarily we have to do something wrong. We may not be doing anything wrong. We're sitting at home. We're not watching anything wrong. We're not involved in any of the haram. But at the same time, we are disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by wasting those moments. We could do something better in those moments. We need to think about this. The purpose of listening to these bayan, the purpose of coming to the masajid, the purpose of listening to the talks is that you take something with us when you go home. You make a plan. Then we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We have so many plans in our life. But we don't even know whether we're going to have the next moment or not. Nobody have that certainty. It's very uncertain. Nobody knows how long he's going to live. The moment Israel Islam comes in front of you, that's it. You have not even a single moment. You cannot take a single breath without the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When your time is over, that's it. We have to plan ourselves. We have to do something for the sake that what Allah has commanded us and what we have done. We waste our moments every single day. And look at Ibrahim alayhi salam. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to show us these examples. These are the example for us. Those were the chosen people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given them maqam, but at the same time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala required some of the sacrifications from those people. Ibrahim alayhi salam, he became Khalil of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him such a great maqam. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala required some of the sacrifices from Ibrahim alayhi salam. जहाँ इतना मकाम अल्लाह ने इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम को अता किया, वहाँ आपसे कुर्बानियाँ भी बहुत ली हैं. इसी तरह नहीं कि मकाम मिलता है कि इंसान घर पे बैठा रहे, अल्लाह अल्लाह करता रहे, पीर के पीछे चल दे और बस समझे जी मैं तो वली बन गया. No, it doesn't work like this. You have to work hard to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. अल्लाह की रजा हासिल करने के लिए बहुत कुर्बानियाँ देनी पड़ती हैं. फिर जाके अल्लाह का मकाम, वो मकाम मिलता है, फिर खास लोगों को मिलता है वो मकाम भी. कुर्बानियां देनी पड़ती हैं. इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम, the day he was born, it was a time when Namrud, the king, ferocious king who wanted to kill every single child because he had a dream, there'll be a child born recently and he will destroy my kingdom, he will destroy me, he will kill me, he will be the reason for my destruction. He decided to kill every single child who was born in that time. And then the people said to him, if we kill every single child, we will not have people, we will not have labor to serve us. So we cannot kill boys. We have to balance. They said, okay, do 1 year killing and 1 year leave them. And Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam born in the year of killing, when they were killing the children. And the mother of Ibrahim al-Islam, she gave birth Ibrahim al-Islam in a mountain, in a cave. When the child needs the mother the most, बच्चे को बचपन में सबसे ज्यादा किसी की जरूरत होती है, उसकी माँ की जरूरत होती है. और उसी वक्त अल्लाह तबारक तआला ने आपको बचपन से ही इम्तिहान में डाल दिया. आने से पहले मौत सर पे लटका कर रही, इंतजार कर रही है. दुश्मन आपके आने से पहले ही आपकी जान के हुए आपकी जान लेना चाहते हैं. The enemy is already waiting for Ibrahim alayhi salam when he was a child, when he was born, before he was even born in this dunya. And when he came, he stayed in the cave. गार में रखा अल्लाह तबारक तआला, और गार में ही पलते रहे. Mother used to come every day and feed Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, then she used to go away. And leave Ibrahim alayhi salam used to stay there in the cave by himself, alone, a child. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped Ibrahim grow so quickly. In a day he grew as much as 1 month, and in 1 month he grew as much as 1 year-old child. So the kuffar and mushrikeen cannot harm Ibrahim alayhi salam. इस तरह अल्लाह तबारक तआला ने हज़रत इब्राहीम अलैहि सलाम की परवरिश फरमाई. ये करम था, फजल था इब्राहीम अलैहि सलाम पे बचपन में. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम so much wisdom that when he was a child he started to think, who is my Lord? He questioned his mother. Oh mother, tell me, who is my Lord? Who is my Rabb? The Rabb means the one who look after you. She thought it means that he wants to know who is the one who is looking after me. And she replies to Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम, she says, it is your father who is my Rabb. And then Ibrahim alayhi salam said to the mother, oh mother, tell me, who is the Rabb of my father then? And she says that your father's Rabb is the king who provides them the food and money. And then Ibrahim alayhi salam says, who is the Rabb of the king? उस बादशाह का या उस मालिक का कौन है खुदा? उसका रब कौन है? She understood this is not an ordinary child. She says that I have no answer for your questions, beta. And I'm sure you're the same child that the king worry about. और नमरूद जिस बच्चे से डरता है, मुझे शक है कि वो बच्चा तू ही है. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, this was the hikmat and ilm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given to Ibrahim alayhi salam. And then Ibrahim alayhi salam, very young age, he found out that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only Lord he has. इसके अलावा रब के अल्लाह की जात के अलावा कोई और रब नहीं हो सकता. The sacrifices he has given, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam, O Ibrahim, start preaching people and start this from your home. When you go out and start preaching to other people, when you give dawah to other people, you start from your own house. अपने घर से तबलीग शुरू होती है. ये नहीं कि मुसलमानों को ही जाकर कलमे दोबारा पढ़ा दो, पढ़ो जी कलमा पढ़ो जी मुसलमान हो गए. पहले अपने घर से शुरू करो. Start from your own house. Start from your own neighborhood. Start from your own town. Go to your own people. Like Hazur alayhi salatu wasalam, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Hazur alayhi salatu wasalam to start preaching, he said, preach your own people, Ahle Bayt. Preach your Ahle Bayt, preach your family members. कुरैश को पहले तबलीग करें. तो हुजूर पाक ने उन्हीं को पहले कहा, अपने खानदान वालों को कहा, अपने कबीले वालों को कहा, अपने लोगों को कहा कि पहले तुम्हें दावत देता हूं मैं इस्लाम की. Then I will go outside and preach to the people. फिर दूसरों को तबलीग करें. इसी तरह इब्राहीम अलैहि सलाम को कहा. अब कुर्बानी अल्लाह तबारक व तआला इब्राहीम अलैहि सलाम से क्या चाहिए? इब्राहीम अलैहि सलाम के जो चचा थे, the father passed away, he departed from the dunya before Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम came to this dunya. Or some ulama say after a year or so, Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम father passed away. But mostly ulama say when Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम's mother was pregnant with Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम, when they were in the belly of the mother, at that time the father of Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम passed away. It was the uncle who later married to the mother of Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम, and he was the one who looked after Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम. His name was Azar. He used to make statues, idols. बुतों की पूजा करते थे. They used to worship them and they used to make them themselves. And this was the business of the uncle of Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम. Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम was worried about this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered her to preach from home. Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम started giving dawah to his uncle and said, oh my uncle, I'm worried. about you, that you worship so-called idols and statues that you make yourself. How come these can be God? How come they can be your Lord? How come they can be your Khuda? ये कैसे खुदा हो सकते हैं? इनकी तुम इबादत कैसे कर सकते? You are creating them yourself. तो कैसे खुदा हो सकते? They cannot give you any kind of benefit. They cannot harm you in any way. They can't even protect themselves. And to show the example, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam used to drag them in the markets. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam रस्सियों से बांध लेते थे उन खुदाओं को, and then he used to drag them. रस्सियों से उनको खींचते थे बाजारों में और गलियों में, और कहा करते थे तुम्हारे खुदाओं को अगर किसी ने खरीद ले तो खरीद लो इन खुदाओं को जो जलील हो रहे हैं मेरे हाथ से। उनको दिखाते थे कि लोगों जरा समझो, अंडरस्टैंड हाउ कम दे कैन बी योर गॉड। जो मुझसे अपनी जान नहीं बचा सकते वो तुम्हें कहां से फायदा पहुंचाएंगे। Ibrahim alayhi salam gave the clear message to the people. The father turned around, the uncle turned around and said to Ibrahim alayhi salam, "O Ibrahim, if you want to stay in my house, you have to follow the rule of my house. If you don't follow my rules, if you don't want to go the way I want to, then you can leave my house. मेरा घर छोड़ दो लेकिन मुझे ये दावत न दो." पहली कुर्बानी अल्लाह तबारक ने इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम से ये दी कि आपने अपने बाप अपने चचा का घर छोड़ दिया। फिर लोगों के तबलीग करने शुरू की, तो लोग जितने भी थे, the people of the village, they all turned around and they went against Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम। ये दूसरी कुर्बानी हुई कि इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम से आपके बाप भी गए, चचा भी गए, और आपकी वालदा का भी फिर कुछ अरसे के बाद इंतकाल हो गया। और फिर उसके बाद हज़रत इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम के साथ जो लोग थे, जो गांव के लोग थे, वो भी आपके दुश्मन बन गए। They became enemy of Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम. And then there was a time when Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम wanted to show these people that these idols, these statues cannot benefit you in any way. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, they went for a fair outside, the fun fair, they went outside. And then Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam stayed in the village. And this was mentioned in the Quran. Hazrat Ibrahim, they asked him to come with us in a fun fair. Because they had a fear that Ibrahim alayhi salam, because he always wanted to teach us the lesson, and he will take the revenge, he will try to destroy our gods. And he does not want, that's why he does not want to go for the fun fair. Ibrahim Islam did not want. He said, I'm not well. मेरी तबीयत खराब है, I want to stay home. मैं नहीं जाना चाहता आपके साथ। लेकिन उनको डर था कि इब्राहिम इस्लाम कुछ ना कुछ करेंगे। But because this was the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ibrahim Islam wanted to teach the lesson to those people. They all went. Ibrahim Islam came to their big temple filled with so many gods. And they had so many beautiful fruit and food in front of them. मन्नत के तौर पर उन्होंने उनके आगे खाना रख दिया कि मेरी ये मुराद पूरी हो जाए, मेरी ये मुराद पूरी हो जाए. They left the food so their wishes can be fulfilled by their so-called gods. And then Ibrahim alayhi salam destroyed all of them. And one of the biggest one, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam left him there and put an axe on his shoulder. जो सबसे बड़ा खुदा था उसके कंधे पे आपने कुल्हाड़ी रख दी और सारे बुतों को तोड़ दिया. किसी की नाक काट दी, किसी की गर्दन काट दी, किसी का हाथ काट दिया, किसी की टांगे काट दी, किसी के 2 टुकड़े कर दिए. He destroyed all of them and then left one of them, the biggest one, and put an axe on his shoulder. When people returned, they came and they saw the temple that it was all shattered, everything was destroyed. Ibrahim alayhi salam was there. He was waiting for the moment. People came and they said, look what Ibrahim has done to our God. Ibrahim alayhi salam said, do you have any shame that you're accusing me that I can kill your God, I can destroy your God? They're your God. ये तुम्हारे खुदा हैं. तो तुम अपने खुदाओं की इतनी इबादत करते हो, इतनी पूजा करते हो, तो तुम्हारे खुदा क्या ये ऐसा कर सकते हैं? मैं बताता हूं क्या हुआ होगा. I tell you what could have happened. Actually, these gods started to fight with one another. They started to fight because the food was so delicious in front of them. And because everybody wanted to eat all that food. हर खुदा की ख्वाहिश थी कि मैं इस खाने को सारा अकेला खा जाऊं. तो ये आपस में इसलिए लड़ पड़े कि ये चाहते थे कि मैं खाना खाऊं, और जो सबसे बड़ा खुदा है इसकी ख्वाहिश ये थी कि मैं खाना खा जाऊं. तो इसलिए उसने इन सबको तबाह बर्बाद कर दिया, उसने इन सबको मार दिया. अगर यकीन नहीं है तो अपने बड़े खुदा से पूछ लो. If you don't believe me, you can ask your God. I'm sure he can tell you that who has done it. And now this was the moment when Ibrahim alayhi salam wanted to teach them a lesson and wanted to show them. यही वो मकाम था, यही वो बात थी. इब्राहिम alayhi salam जिसका इंतजार कर रहे थे. तो उन लोगों ने आगे से कहा कि ए इब्राहिम, तू जानता है बड़ी अच्छी तरह You know this very well. These God cannot speak. They cannot harm anybody. They cannot do anything. They cannot eat this food. So you think we are fool? That whatever story you tell us, we believe you? We cannot believe this story. We know these gods cannot do anything. Ibrahim al-Islam said, this is exactly my point. कि मेरा तो यही तो मैं तुम्हें समझाना चाह रहा हूं कि तुम्हारे खुदा तुम्हें कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते. ये तो तुम्हें कोई नफा नहीं दे सकते, नुकसान नहीं दे सकते, ये खाना नहीं खा सकते, ये कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते. तो तुम ऐसे खुदा की इबादत करते हो, फिर क्यों तुमने इनको खुदा बनाया हुआ है? These people had nothing else to say, and they all went to the king and they complained about Ibrahim alayhi salam. And now the king, who already was waiting for that moment, who already had the fear of Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he heard the complaint, he started to think about his own problem. That I was told, I had a dream, I was told that this is a child, he would be like this, and he will come, he will put an end to my kingdom, he will destroy my kingdom. ये वही बच्चा है लगता है. And then he became the enemy of Ibrahim alayhi salam. That was another trial, another sacrifice Ibrahim alayhi salam has to give. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam go and argue and do the debate with Namrud and preach him also. तो आपने उसको भी दावत का हक दी, लेकिन वो भी इसी तरह का था. Because he lived over 1,000 years, ulama says that's why he used to think himself that he's the God. Ibrahim alayhi salam said to him, my God who lives up in the sky. About Namrud, he says that he asked his people to start building a big building so he can go and see the God by himself, where the God lives. The higher he used to build, the higher the sky used to look more further down. They got fed up, they given up after that. इसी तरह इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम से जब डिबेट हुई, Ibrahim अलैहि सलाम said to him that you're not getting the point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not live in the sky. He lives where there is no place. And you cannot understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala where he lives. He's free from any kind of body. He's free from any kind of place. He lives outside the place. He lives outside the space. He lives outside time. He does not live inside anything. There's nothing which can take Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in. So he's free from any of these things. But Namrud, he could not understand that. Ibrahim al-Islam knew him straight away. And then Ibrahim al-Islam said to him, okay, if you claim that you're the God, if you claim that you're Allah, अगर तू ये कहता है, दावा करता है तू खुदा है, तो फिर ऐसा कर कि मेरा खुदा तो सूरज को मशरिक से निकालता है और मगरिब में गरूब करता है. My Lord is the one who brings the sun from the east and sets it in the west. If you claim that you're the God, then you can bring the sun back from the west and set it in the east. And he had nothing to answer to Ibrahim alayhi salam. और फिर उसने कहा कि ठीक है, इब्राहिम alayhi salam को आग में डालेंगे. This was another sacrifice Ibrahim alayhi salam went through. They set a fire for Ibrahim alayhi salam for months and months. They collected the logs for the fire, and then they set the fire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected Ibrahim alayhi salam. They threw Ibrahim alayhi salam in the fire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected Ibrahim alayhi salam by ordering the fire to be cool on Ibrahim alayhi salam. Salamti wali hone ka hukum diya. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam to migrate from one place to another. But he was living in the Babylon or Babel, and then he traveled from there to Syria, and Sham ki taraf safar kiya. He left his hometown, and when you live somewhere, you grew up somewhere, you're so much attached to that place that you miss. This was another sacrifice. Nobody wants to leave their hometown. You miss everything, every single place that you have spent your time. You miss them, like Hazrat Bilal radiallahu ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. When those pious souls migrated from Makkah Sharif to Medina Sharif, they migrated for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Hazrat Bilal, he used to go out in Medina Sharif, and he used to go out towards the jungle and towards the mountains of Medina Sharif, and he used to cry. And he used to sing these ash'ar, in which he used to say that I miss the streets of Makkah Sharif. I miss the sand of Makkah Sharif. I miss the Khana Kaaba of Makkah Sharif. I miss every single street in Makkah Sharif where I grew up. And then Hazrat Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he used to cry so much. He used to shed his tears because he missed his hometown. Same way, many of the Sahaba Karam, they missed their hometown. But because this was the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the muhabbat of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they given up their hometown. So जो घर का जो शहर जहाँ बंदे की पैदाइश होती है, उस शहर को इंसान कभी नहीं भूलता. Even in the dream, people see the places where they grew up. कभी जितने मर्जी घर बड़े बन जाए, लेकिन जिस घर में बचपन गुजरा होता है, वो घर कभी नहीं भूलता. ख्वाब में भी इंसान अपने आप को उसी घर में पाता है. Those people who have seen those kind of dreams, या जो पुराने लोग हैं वो सोचते हैं, उनको पता है. When they have a dream, they feel they're back in the house in the village. वो यहाँ नहीं, यहाँ के ख्वाब कम आते हैं. उनको उस जगह के ख्वाब आते हैं जहाँ पे इंसान का बचपन गुजरता है. तो बचपन क्या है, हज़रत इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम उस शहर से इतने जुड़े थे, लेकिन अल्लाह का हुक्म हुआ. With the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he sacrificed that also. He left the place. He went to Sham, Syria. On the way, there was a cruel king who always looked for any beautiful woman, and if he see a man with a woman, he used to kill him, unless the man is the brother. भाई हो तो छोड़ देता था, वरना अगर शोहर है तो उसको मार देता था और उस औरत को कब्जा कर लेता था. He used to capture them, and then he used to have wrong intention with those women. Hazrat Sarah, Salamullah alayha, radiyallahu ta'ala anha, she was the wife of Hazrat Ibrahim. She was a very beautiful lady, very pious. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, because Hazrat Sarah, she couldn't give birth to any child. Allah tabarak ta'ala क्या कोई हिकमत थी इसमें, आपको औलाद नहीं हुई. She had no children, but she was very beautiful. When king saw Hazrat Sarah salamullah alayha, he had wrong intention in his heart, and he said, who is this man? It's Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this incident in the Quran Majid briefly. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam said to Hazrat Sarah, when the king comes to you and if he asks you, who am I? You can turn around and say to him, I am your brother in religion, in Islam. Because we are only believers. Either you are the believer, I am the believer, and then our nephew, Hazrat Lut alayhi salam, or my cousin brother, Hazrat Lut alayhi salam. There are two narrations, either he was a nephew, or he was the cousin brother of Hazrat Ibrahim. He was quite young at that time. He was a child, Hazrat Lut alayhi salam. And these are the only three people who were Muslim at that time. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam says that because in Islam we are brother and sister, so this is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you say this. Hazrat Ibrahim, when the king asked Ibrahim alayhi salam, he says, I'm her brother. But Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam referring to the brotherhood of Islam, towards the religion. Religiously we are brother and sister, like you and me. We are brothers in Islam. Hakiki brother, दूसरे इस्लाम के हिसाब से भाई है, भाईचारा. तो खैर, she said that. अब कुछ लोग इस बात को कहते हैं, देखें लोग कहते हैं नबी नाउज़ुबिल्लाह झूठ नहीं बोल सकते, तो इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम ने झूठ बोला और कुरान मजीद ने इसका जिक्र किया. नाउज़ुबिल्लाह मिन ज़ालिक. This is not a lie. A prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever they do, it is the wahy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given this order to Ibrahim alayhi salam that it was the wahy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With the wahy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it was the ma'rifat. People do not understand. That's why Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam said that you are my sister in Islam, religiously. But obviously we are married. If we tell him that I'm your husband, he will kill me, or he will try to harm me. Another sacrifice Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken from Ibrahim alayhi salam, the wife of Ibrahim alayhi salam was taken away from him. And then king had wrong intention. He kept her in a separate room far away from Ibrahim alayhi salam. And then he decided to go close to Hazrat Sarah salamullah alayha. As soon as he got close to Hazrat Sarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Sarah cursed him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the punishment straight away. He paralyzed. He could not move his body. He fell down on the floor. He paralyzed. He couldn't move in any way. And he begged Hazrat Sarah salamullah alayha that forgive me for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I take my intention back and I will not come back to you again. I will let you go. And Sarah made dua from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiven him. And he became normal again. The king became normal again, and he decided to go back. When he returned a couple of steps back, and he thought, maybe this was my own thought. Maybe it didn't happen this way. Maybe I can try another again. Maybe this time I may be successful. सोचा कि दोबारा फिर जाओ गलत इरादे के साथ. तो जो ही एक कदम आगे बढ़ाया, फिर he became the same way. फिर से वो अल्लाह ने उसके जिस्म को शल कर दिया. He became paralyzed again. And then he asked for forgiveness from Sarah salamullah alayha. And she forgiven him. And then he became normal, he decided to go back. Shaitan came to him at that time and said to him, don't worry, she's a magician. And if you try it that time, she cannot harm you now. You try again. अब एक मतलब फिर इसका शायद तू कामयाब हो जाए. शायद तू कामयाब हो जाए. On the other side, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifted all the hijab, all the parde from the eyes of Ibrahim al-Islam. And Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam could see through the walls whatever was happening in the room of Hazrat Sarah salamullah alayha. Whatever the king was trying to do, Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam could see him directly. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want Ibrahim al-Islam to have the wrong thought that maybe something has happened between Hazrat Sarah and the king, and that's why king set them free. So Ibrahim al-Islam could see with his own eyes. This was the reward over the sacrifice Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken from Ibrahim al-Islam. Ibrahim al-Islam could see through the walls. And people say Hazrat Ibrahim cannot see what's behind the wall. Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam saw everything through the walls. And whatever was happening in the room of Hazrat Sarah salamullah alayha. And the third time he tried to come again, and the same thing happened to him. And then he begged and he says, today now I truly repent on my sin. I will not come close to you again. Please forgive me one last time, and I will not return back. And you can go with your brother, and then I have one more slave, I can give it to you. You can take that as well. And that slave was nobody else but Hajra salamullah alayha. Ulama say she was the daughter of another king who was conquered by this man, and that king tried to go close to her. And again, same thing happened. And one of the narrations says that it was the daughter of this king. And nobody ever could go close to her. She was the same. And then the king said, take my daughter as a slave, because she's exactly like you are. Whatever you are, she's exactly the same. Nobody can go close to her. So go and take this. And then Hazrat Hajra and Hazrat Sarah both came to Ibrahim al-Islam and they left. This was the reward over the sacrifices of Ibrahim al-Salam, because he steadfast on those, whatever Allah has commanded, he fulfilled those commands without worrying about any of the whatever is going to happen to him. Anything his Ibrahim al-Islam going through, he never cared about the consequences. Whatever the command Allah has given, he fulfilled those commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibrahim al-Islam ne kisi cheez ke liye kabhi socha hi nahi dobara. Jo hukam Allah ka aata gaya, usi tarah us par amal karte gaye. After so long, such a long time, when he was quite old, at that time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given a child to Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam called Ismail from Hazrat Hajra salamullah alayha. And then Hazrat Ibrahim al-Salam became more happy, and because Hazrat Hajra gave birth to a child, a boy, Ibrahim al-Islam had a boy after a long time. Ultimately, the love of Ibrahim al-Islam started to divert towards Hazrat Hajra salamullah alayha. It's not that he did not do the justice with both of those wives. He carried on doing the justice. Anbiya Karam cannot do injustice, remember that. Even they have hundreds of wives, thousands of wives, they cannot do injustice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them. They can do justice with every single order, every single creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unki khamiri aisi hai ki usme wo nainsafi hai hi nahi. Allah tabarak wa ta'ala apne nabiyon ko banaya is tarah se wo kisi khami mein unme nahi hoti. They're free from any kind of weaknesses. हर तरह से उपाक होते हैं, मासूम होते हैं. तो खैर Ibrahim alayhi salam started to love Hazrat Hajra and Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam. When Hazrat Sarah used to see that the heart of Ibrahim alayhi salam is diverting, the love is diverting towards Ismail alayhi salam, and this human nature, she started to feel a little bit jealous. And she said to Ibrahim alayhi salam, "Oh Ibrahim, I want you to take this child away from me. Leave them away, take them far away from me." And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered them. Ibrahim alayhi salam से अल्लाह ने कहा कि ऐ मेरे इब्राहिम, फिर जो हुक्म है छोड़ा, इनको दूर छोड़ा, take them away. इतने अरसे के बाद अल्लाह ने एक बेटा दिया, उससे मोहब्बत पैदा हुई, उस मोहब्बत में आप इतने हुए. कौन चाहता है कि अपने बच्चे को, वो भी बिल्कुल नौमालूद बच्चा, who just born a few days or weeks or months ago, hardly a year. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered them, take this child away from me. Leave them far in the valley, where there is no place, there is nobody lives. Just complete jungle. There is nothing there. Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam started the journey from Syria all the way to Makkah Sharif, where today there is a Baytullah, the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Khana Kaaba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came, ordered Ibrahim al-Islam, and Ibrahim al-Islam came that place and they left them there. Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam said to Hazrat Hajra asked Ibrahim al-Islam, "O Ibrahim, tell me, why are you leaving us? What we have done so wrong that you brought us here and you're leaving us here?" Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam did not say a word. They carried on walking. They reached the point, Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam left them there. They had one small leather box where there was water. थोड़ा सा कुछ कपड़े चमड़े का जो मशकीज़ा जिसे कहा जाता है, उसमें पानी, कुछ खजूरें, and that was the only provision. They left, and Ibrahim al-Islam started walking back. वापस उसी तरह लौट गए. He did not look back. पीछे मुड़ के नहीं देखा हज़रत हाजरा की तरफ. हज़रत इब्राहिम al-Islam मुसलसल चल रहे हैं. अल्लाह का हुक्म है तो अल्लाह की रजा की खातिर अपने बच्चों को मुड़ के नहीं देखा, कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि मेरे दिल में मेरे बच्चे की मोहब्बत जाग उठे. सुभान अल्लाह. And the love of my child overcome the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then I may fail to fulfill the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the right way. जिस तरह अल्लाह ने मुझे हुक्म किया, the way Allah has फअतम्महुन्ना, इसमें आने के लिए हज़रत इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम ने पीछे मुड़ के तक नहीं देखा कि जो अल्लाह का हुक्म हुआ एक भी लफ्ज अपनी जुबान से नहीं निकाला. कहा कि हाजरा बस कुछ नहीं कहना, चुप रहे और चलते गए. हाजरा पूछती रही या आप खामोश रहे. And when Hazrat Ibrahim left them, जब वहां पहुंचा दिया, वापस मुड़े तो फिर हज़रत हाजरा पीछे दौड़ी और कहती रही कि अल्लाह के बंदे हमें बताओ तो सही क्या वजह है. Then Hazrat Hajra turned around and said, "It must be the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." And then Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam, she asked Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam, "O Ibrahim, at least tell me, मेरे शोहर मुझे कम से कम ये तो बता दें कि is this the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you leaving us here?" Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam did not say a word but nodded his head, yes. And then she says that if this is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the great protector. He is the one who is going to look after us. You're leaving us for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah की राह में हमें छोड़ रहे हो तो फिर हमें परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है. We do not need to worry about anything. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indeed is the great protector. He is going to protect us and my family.
नाराए तकबीर, नाराए रसालत, नाराए ताकीद, नाराए गौसिया.
ये अल्लाह तबारक तआला इनसे दूसरी एक और कुर्बानी ली. He has to leave his child that he is so beloved to him. Then Ibrahim al-Islam went back. Time gone past. Slowly, Ismail son grew up. He came to the age either 12 or 14 or 9. Some ulama says he reached the age of puberty. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim al-Islam to sacrifice something which is most beloved to him. And Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam had the son who was very beloved to Hazrat Ibrahim al-Islam. He tried to sacrifice a few animals, thousands and hundreds of animals, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept asking him for something more beloved to this. "O Ibrahim, this mal, this wealth is not beloved to you. So I don't need this mal that you're sacrificing in my name. I need something which is more beloved." And Ibrahim al-Islam understood straight away that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wants my only child. Allah wants me to sacrifice my only child. And he did not think twice. He came straight away. He came to Makkah Sharif. And he said to Hazrat Hajra, "Get my son ready. We are going on a feast. We're going on a meal. I'm taking him. खाने के लिए दावत पे जा रहे हैं." And Shaitan comes and tries to distract them, but then you all know the incident. There's no need to go into full detail. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam carried on, and then Shaitan said to Hazrat Hajra that he's going to slaughter you. Hajra says, "Oh Shaitan, do you think I would listen to you? If this is what Allah wants, I'm more happy, I'm blessed, I'm honored that Allah wants the sacrification of my child. Allah मेरे बच्चे की कुर्बानी चाहता है तो इससे बढ़कर मेरे लिए खुशी की क्या बात हो सकती है." This was the wife of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Hajra. बीवियां ऐसी होती हैं जो सरे तस्लीम खम है, जो मिजाज यार में आए. वरना वो बीवियां नहीं होती कि जो सारी ना झुकाए सीधी खड़ी हो जाए. ऐसी बात नहीं है. और बीवी भी वो उसकी होती है, इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम है, कोई आम आदमी भी नहीं है. ये भी ना हो कोई शराबी भंगी चरसी हो है और वो कहे कि मेरी बीवी मेरा हुक्म माने. तो भंगी चरसियों भाई पहले अपनी हालत सुधारो. शराबें पीते हो तो कहते हो बीवी तुम्हारी इज्जत करे. व्हाई वुड शी? If you're drinking alcohol, if you're doing something wrong and you expect your wife to look after you, to fulfill your right, what about her rights? उसके भी तो हकूक है ना कि नहीं? बुरा नहीं मनाना अगर कोई ऐसा हो आदमी मैं सामने बैठा हूँ.
ठीक है
हाँ दीन में फिर दीन ही फिर क्या बात ही क्या हुई? सुनने की मकसद ही क्या है? What is the purpose of coming to the masjid if you're not going to listen to the truth? And it's Imam's duty to fulfill the members' duty. These are the Musalla's duties. I have to make sure I'm firm on what I say. If I'm lenient on these things, if I'm relaxed on these things, then on Day of Judgment I'll be answerable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is my duty, it is up to you whether you take it or not. You need to correct your iman, your aqidah. You need to correct your qibla, where you're going to, which direction you want to go and which direction you want your children to go to. अगर वो गलत काम करते हो तो अपने आप को सुधारो, अपनी बीवियों को बाद में सुधारना, पहले खुद को सुधारो. When you correct yourself, your wife will automatically be corrected. फिर तुम उसे कहोगे तो वो मानेगी भी. वही काम करो जिसे इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम, पहले घर से तबलीग करो, पहले खुद को संभालो, फिर किसी और की तरफ चलना. पहले अपने आप को संभालो. तो खैर इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम sacrificed his only child. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the qurbani of Hazrat Ismail अलैहिस्सलाम and gave a beautiful sheep from Jannah which Hazrat Ibrahim अलैहिस्सलाम sacrificed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the qurbani, which now every single believer, every time at the time of qurbani, either adha, they have to sacrifice animal. This is the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. To follow the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. खैर ये काम चला कुर्बानी दी. इसके बाद इब्राहिम अलैहि सलाम से अल्लाह ने और भी बहुत सी कुर्बानियां दी. वक्त अब ये बता रहे हैं कि भाई टाइम हो गया, मौलवी साहब बस करो. तो खैर चंद बातें हैं, छोटी सी चंद बातें. मकसद सारा इस बात का बयान करने का, the purpose of this today's event and talking about the sacrifice of Ibrahim alayhi salam, to have patience over the trials of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with those people who have the patience. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts you through something, whether it is good or whether it's bad for us, when we think it may be bad, but it may be correct in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to elevate our darajat hereafter. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to show us the right path. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to make able to repent on our sin. Maybe we have done something wrong, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has trying us so we can return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and seek forgiveness over our sins. ये अल्लाह का करम होता है. ये याद रखना, अगर कोई मुश्किल में पड़ जाए, कोई तकलीफ में आ जाए, अगर अल्लाह आजमाइश में डाले जाए, याद रखो, we are not able to go through the trial of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we see any hardship in our life, and if we think this is a trial of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we are blessed. फिर अल्लाह हमें समझता है हम इस काबिल, फिर अल्लाह हमें इतनी ताकत भी अता फरमाता है. अल्लाह उन्हीं को आजमाता है जिनको वो समझता है कि ये इस काबिल हैं. और अगर अल्लाह आजमा रहा है तो ये समझो कि अल्लाह की खास नजर करम तुम पर है. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeping special eye on you, that you are able to go through the trials of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the trial that the Anbiya Karam alayhi salam went through these trials. This is nothing what we go through. हम तो थोड़ी सी परेशानी आज में परेशान हो जाते हैं, वो अंबिया कराम की जमात है. तो अगर ऐसा किसी के साथ हो तो ये याद रखो कि hold on to the patience. The talking about these sacrifices of Prophet and Awliya Karam and Anbiya Karam, the whole purpose is that we learn something from it. Make ourselves at least have some of the patience. Hold on to the patience. And whatever we lose, imagine this is what Allah has given you and taken it back from you. And when Hazrat Ibrahim sacrificed his only child, Allah accepted. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave another child from Ibrahim from Hazrat Sarah, where it was impossible to give a birth. Hazrat Sarah was very old. When Jibreel came and gave the good news to Hazrat Sarah smiled and said he felt that he became shy. She became shy, and she said, "How is it possible? I'm too old for this." And Hazrat Jibreel says, "This is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah wants this to happen, it will happen." And then Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam was born at that time. Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam was born. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the prophecy came to Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam and Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam, and all the children all the way to Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, all the prophet and all the Anbiya Karam who came, they came from Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam. And from Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, the only prophet, it was Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was born. The whole purpose of this talk is that we hold on to the iman, hold on to the patience. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put us through, we always say thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to try us, then we are the luckiest people. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to try anybody else who is not beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us strength to go through these trials. Dua hai Allah se jo kuch kaha suna amal ki tawfiq ata farmaye. Wa alayna bil balagh mubin. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
मुस्तफा जाने रहमत पहला को सलाम शमाए बद में